I consider that I practice very conservative standard medicine, and my theories may involve the unconscious, but that doesn't make them any the less rigorous. Now, you see, you're also tilted now a little bit.
I'm trying not to.
Well, let yourself go. That tilting is also characteristic of the syndrome,
right.
Okay, which is very interesting. Most people with TMS will have sensitivity in here and also on the other side. So it has nothing to do with which spinal nerves are involved. These are muscles that are being mildly oxygen deprived, the way those spinal nerves are. All right, young man, you're having a classic recurrence of TMS. TMS and its equivalents are universal. 88% of the people I was seeing had histories of 1 to 4 of these other mind-body disorders. And then all of a sudden I said, hey, maybe this is mind-body disorder too. And then I came across some of the articles that had been published by these doctors in the 30s and 40s, and they said rage was the major factor. I began to put it to them, and of course many of the patients said, no, that's ridiculous, but some of them said, yeah, maybe. And those were the patients who got better. Again, we can put this very, very broadly, that we all generate feelings in the unconscious mind of which we are totally unaware as a result of our life experiences, which begin in childhood.
This is what my daddy used to do. What Grandpa used to do to me. You want to see?
Dr. Sarno first examines a patient thoroughly to rule out any structural problem, like a tumor or a torn ligament. Finding none, his diagnosis is TMS.
Tension myoneural syndrome, a psychologically induced alteration in the physiology which causes pain but doesn't cause damage.
This diagnosis is based around the idea that our unconscious brain is causing pain in order to distract us from unthinkable thoughts, like anger at your parents or frustration with your kids that you can't allow yourself to feel.
Your brain thinks it has to create a physical disorder in order to protect you from some very powerful, dangerous emotions. The whole point is simply to have a symptom that's going to keep your attention focused on your body.
His prescription is knowledge, and the treatment method involves thinking emotionally rather than physically. In other words, one needs to examine what's going on in their lives and the pressures that they put themselves under.
It was very clear when the patient bought this idea, they got better.
So he instructs his patients to journal every day in order to teach the brain that it's okay to think these unthinkable thoughts. He also encourages patients to resume physical activity as soon as possible in order to get over the fear that the pain is caused by a physical problem, because that fear is a major part of the distraction process.